Well, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but as of July of 2025, your eBay listing form has a new feature. It's actually a new old feature. They used to have this in another form and they brought it back. So it integrates better into eBay's listing form. Whenever you get down to your pricing information, you're going to see the new feature is called auto price reduction right here, auto price reduction. Now, we're going to look into this. We're going to see whether it should be used or not. We're going to see if it's helpful or not. I am your eBay wizard, showing you tricks to boost your sales and traps to avoid. So let's look into this and see if it's something that you should mess with. If you're interested in the auto price reduction, you have to turn it on by clicking this button over here. Now, auto price reduction means over time, eBay will reduce the price of this item that we're listing over time, however much you want it reduced. You have full control over the amount and the time period. Let's look at it, shall we? Click it on, and now we can look at the options. We have three ways to control this. We can control by price, we control by how often we want this reduced, and we can control the bottom price that we will accept. Now, I priced this. I'm selling a grinder here. I'm priced it at $44.95, and I do take offers. As always, the guy that I like called Tech and Sports, he's always saying, I only take offers when I want to make money. If I don't want to make any money, I won't take any offers for a while. Me too. Most of my income on eBay comes from offers I accept or offers I send, and then my buyer accepts. So even though I will take offers, there's another way to reduce your price. Now, eBay looks at your current price and fills in these three data points for you based on your price. Almost always, if eBay does something for you with your price or your numbers or something like that, almost always, you probably should take a second look at it. eBay almost always wants to help eBay. That's fine. They're eBay. We want eBay to make a lot of money, but we want to make a lot of money too. I think the auto price reduction is aggressive if you just take the defaults. So eBay says, I'm going to lower this by 10% every week, every 7 days until it hits $33, and then I will not lower the price anymore. Well, the things that I sell are not commodity items. Sometimes they take a few weeks to sell. Now, I price my items towards the high end of the comp range. So this grinder often sells from about it's used from about $30 to about $50. Well, I'm going to ask $44.95 plus shipping. It's a very heavy grinder, so shipping's going to be expensive. That's why it's hard to ask any more than this. If it were in a store brand new, it would probably be $150, $200. But it's used, kind of dusty, plus the shipping cost is pretty high. So if you want to sell something like this, a heavy item like this, don't expect new prices for sure. And don't even expect good used prices, because your buyer's going to have to pay a lot of money for you to ship this to him. Or her. It weighs about 26 pounds without being boxed up and protected. It's going to be close to 30 pounds to ship this thing. So it's going to take a few weeks to sell this, maybe 3 or 4 months, maybe. Well, I'm not willing to drop my price. Remember, $44.95 is what I'm asking. I'm not willing to go down 10% every week until it hits $33. How many weeks is that? So 33, that's about two and a half or 3 weeks. I mean, so $44.95, we drop it by $4. That's $40.95. Drop it by $4 the following week. That's $36.95. The third week, it hits 33. It will not, because $36.95 minus 4 would be $32.95. And we've told eBay, stop at 33. Just keep it right there. Well, this is too aggressive of a time period. If I use this feature, I definitely am going to go down a little bit less in amount, probably more like 5%. So I would probably, $44.95, I would probably drop it to about $2. If I used this feature, we'll talk about should you, and I would reduce it by $2 every, at the least 14 days. Now, this being something that probably will take a couple of months to sell, I probably on something like this, if I used this feature, would drop it every 30 days. And my lowest price, I don't know. So probably, let's see, $44.95 minus, I'm allowing it to hit $8 under the price I'm asking, $2 for every month that it's listed and hasn't sold yet. If it sells, this is all over with. But it'll drop 4 months in a row. It'll drop $8 4 months in a row, $2 a month. Every 30 days, it's going to drop $2. So it'll go $42.95, $40.95, $38.95, $36.95, and that's it, because that's my bottom line price. So it will drop 4 times 4 months. And that's it. eBay will just take care of it. You don't need to worry about it. It'll just happen. Now, I've shown you before how to very easily run a sale on items on your cell phone inventory. And you can do the same, obviously, on a computer, but I prefer to run sales over letting eBay take over, because what if there are a lot of watchers, a lot of viewers? I may not want it to drop yet. So this, in 30 days, this might have a lot of watchers and they just haven't really decided if they want mine or not. And I'm not really ready for eBay just to drop the price on me yet. I'm ready to see if one of those viewers, one of those watchers wants to make me an offer. I might even take less. Let's say that I allowed it to go down $2 every 30 days like this. And someone offers me, at the end of a month and a half, someone offers me $5 off, $39.95. That would be $5 under the original price, or $3 under the price it would be right then after this first $2 reduction. I hope that makes sense. I would almost for sure take the $5 off. my original price. I would almost for sure take $39.95, even though eBay's lowered it by $2 already to $42.95. Well, I'll take $39. I'd probably take $35 for it. And I think I can sell it faster with an offer than I can with eBay dropping this thing every month. I could increase the speed that it drops the price, but this is an item that takes a while to sell. In many cases, not everyone needs a used big old industrial grinder. So I'm not in any hurry to sell this thing. Most of the things that I sell, I doubt I will use this feature. I probably will keep it turned off. Let's say you live in an apartment and you have a full-fledged eBay business and you're going great guns, but space is a problem. Let's say you live in a home. A big old home, space can be a problem. But in an apartment, condo, it can be a problem, more often problem. And you have to turn items faster than I do. I rent a storage space. So if I have inventory overflow, I definitely have boxes overflow. It's shipping supplies overflow because I buy in bulk. I've got a storage space just like 4 blocks from my house. Everything's so close to me in my house. If you're going to be a serious eBay seller, you should consider on your next move, what's around you? How close is FedEx? How close is UPS? How close is the post office? How close is a storage center if you want to rent some storage space for some extra inventory that you run into or something like that. But I'm not needing to sell things quickly. I do take low prices. I do sell aggressively, but I don't want eBay being aggressive for me. I want to be aggressive. I will take good offers. I will take lower offers than most people. I won't give it away, but I'll take lower offers than most people because I know the value of churn and burn when it comes to money. If cheap items to sell on eBay were not all around us, all the time, if every one of us in this group, most of you do if you've been listening, have mountains of unlisted inventory, you've got a death pile that should be called a profit pile, but there's no profit in it if it's not listed yet. It's so easy to find next to nothing prices on items that you can sell all around you. I don't care if you're in a tiny town. I used to live out in the country. It took 2 miles to get to my house of dirt roads, literally. They did end up paving the first mile. That was nice. I now live in a big city of 400,000 or 500,000 people, the metropolitan area. I find things here too, of course, but I found things there. I never had everything listed that I wanted to sell. If finding merchandise to resell at great profit were a problem, then I wouldn't take lower prices. I wouldn't take lower than most people will take for my items. But I know that not only do I have a mountain of unsold items, if I ever get this listed, which I will in the winter, I always build up in the summer, so should you. Garage sale season, buy all that you can in the warmer months when you've got garage sales. That's the best place to buy items to make a ton of money on eBay. Your sales graph is going to start looking like Mount Everest if you do this. But if you're short on room, if you've got to move things faster, if you've got to get things in and out, you're going to have to take a lower profit per item that you sell, but you're going to sell them faster. You're going to be moving inventory in and out. You don't have as much room as I do, then you need to price more aggressively. This auto price reduction might be fantastic for those of you who lack space for a big inventory. eBay's just going to sit there and drop your price and drop your price. You won't have to do a thing, and eventually it'll all sell. And with the, let me turn this back on, with the minimum price, you can control how far it goes. It's not like eBay's going to do this down to a penny. eBay's going to do this down to your minimum price. It makes a lot of sense on many types of eBay businesses, like ones that have little space. Also, if you have lots of the same inventory, maybe you do a lot of wholesaling and you sell the same items over and over quite often. You may like this pricing model better. It might run through a big supply of inventory that you bought too much of faster than you could otherwise run through it. And you don't want to just price everything low to begin with just to sell it all. It would be nice if you got a few higher dollars originally, and then the ones that are left over, just let eBay price down until they sell. Makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. Doesn't make sense for me, might make sense for thee. I appreciate your watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. It doesn't have to be a question about this. As long as it's related to eBay and reselling, just ask, I'll answer. It doesn't have to be about this particular video. I welcome everything. I read all questions. I answer everything. Have a great week.